Previously on Whalley Reviews.
Whoa, time out. That never happened. I didn't end it as like a to be continued thing. There's no previously on Whalley Reviews. There's nothing like that. Why is this even happen? Why was that even shown? I'm not doing it. Plain and simple, I'm not going to do something like that. I could have got Sir Crackerbulb, Sinister Pixel, the Mighty Card, the film interpreter cameo as this kind of like action-packed thriller adventure that last episode was, when it really wasn't, and it could have been a huge laugh that it was all for nothing, but no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it this time. No, I'm too tired to even do that. And writing up part 2 of this review has been already tiresome. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm done. I'm going to bed. I'm done.
What I do remember is that we were talking about the Doctor Who video games and how they actually affected the current media from the series. Unfortunately, after the release of Destiny of the Doctors, there wasn't any more Doctor Who video games for 11 years, until Doctor Who was brought back to our screens, and with it, new video games soon followed. First up is Top Trump's Doctor Who. What?
Seriously, the first Doctor Who game we get in 11 years is a Top Trumps video game. Of a card game. When was this even made?
I mean, why make a video game about a card game when you could just go out and buy the bloody cards instead of suffering through all this? Although, surprisingly enough, the character designs was done by the people who animated Doctor Who's missing episodes, and also animated those 2 one-off specials with the 10th Doctor and Richard E. Grant's Doctor. So, you know, it has some cool things in it, but unfortunately it's not really my cup of tea.
Next up on my list is the adventure games for the PC, and you know what? These games are actually pretty good.
These games were developed by Sumo Digital, and each game is a non-canon episode in which the first season of games consists of 4 episodes, while only 1 episode was made for the second season. And in each of these episodes you get to fight Daleks, Cybermen, a strange being in the TARDIS, Vastra and Narada, and then the Sontarans with their mortal enemies, the Rutans. Unfortunately, due to one of the games on our list, the BBC stopped production of these games in favour of this game instead. Now, to be truthful, these games aren't all that bad, they're just simple point-and-click adventure games for kids. The controls are smooth, the voice acting is really good given the original actors portraying the characters from the show, and the whole experience is very Doctor Who. One of the better games from the show if you ask me, but could have done better with the animations though.
Up next is Doc 2 Return to Earth from the Nintendo Wii. So let's see how this one fares out.
Something's wrong and I intend to get to the bottom of it. This whole place is deserted, even the starboard cafeteria. And if the cafeteria isn't open, then you know you're in trouble.
Oh no. Well, the character designs are terrible. But it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. I mean, the warp cycle is odd, but it controls well, and everything works really well. It's surprisingly playable. Just.
Now on to the next one, Evacuation Earth from the Nintendo DS. What a game this is.
The story is a very simple one. The Doctor and Amy have to help the human race evacuate the Earth because of the Daleks and the Silurians. This game is meh. There's really not a lot to this one, mainly because there's nothing to hear. Well, I tell a lie, there are some sounds in this game, and at the beginning both Matt Smith and Karen Gillian play their characters respectively. But after that, just this. F***ing riveting.
You know, this game kind of reminds me of those Japanese visual novel games like Clannad or Honey Pop. Oh wait, that's a dating sim. Bugger!
So, this game exists? That's all I have to say about it. I'm done. I'm on to the next one.
And now, my friends, we get to the very heart of this review. The one game that started this whole two-parter. A game I've been wanting to talk about since its release. A game I had so much hope for. But in the end, it left me with mixed emotions, but mostly of disappointment. Doctor Who, The Eternity Clock. Oh boy, do I have a few things to say about this game.
This is it, guys. The game I mentioned earlier, and the game that the BBC decided to stop making these games in hopes of being successful on the gaming consoles instead of just the PC. And boy did it fail. Hard. I mean, yes, it's not that bad of a game, but it isn't all that great either. Okay, what's the story with this one? The Doctor, joined by his wife River Song, have to work together and gather all the pieces of the Eternity Clock. That's it. That's the plot. Okay, I know I've ranted about this game for a bit now, so let's see how this really plays. Okay, so after making an emergency stop, we end up in the Bank of England? What? Also, the TARDIS just leaves. Great. Okay, so I've got to get up there, do I? Okay, just use my Sonic and not move. What the hell? Right, so after all that backtracking around, I get stuck behind a door, and then I play as River Song, and all sorts of timey-wimey stuff happens. I will say, this game isn't all that bad. It controls well, the puzzles are simple and easy to figure out since this is a kid's game, and the graphics are really well done. However, I can't ignore the flaws in it, and it's the biggest problem with this game. The story is bloody pointless. Seriously. You go through all this to stop these time splits, and when you finally get to the end of the game, you are left with a f***ing cliffhanger. Because I think they were planning to make a sequel to this game, but sort of put it on hold. Brilliant.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, the last video game in this library. What a collection we've had as well. I mean, when I started writing up this review, I had no idea what to expect when looking for Doctor Who video games. And to my surprise, there was quite a lot out there. I mean, I did leave a few games out, like Worlds of Time and Legacy, but my reason for not including them in this review is because of... Oh, okay, I was lazy. As for LEGO Dimensions, yes, it has Doctor Who stuff and missions and characters and so on, even universes, but if I'm truthful in my opinion of this, the reason I didn't include it in this review is that I don't actually technically count it as a Doctor Who video game, because it has other franchises thrown into it as a crossover game with many characters, including Scooby-Doo, Batman, even Lord of the Rings. So, I'm sorry, I don't count this. But regardless of my feeling of that game, these games are not bad. Hell, I even find myself, you know, playing the adventure games quite a few times, and I'm very keen to find Dalek Attack one day.
So there are some Doctor Who video games out there, and the ones that I didn't like, you might find you like. So don't worry about finding a bad Doctor Who video game, because in truth, there isn't one. I mean, yes, I did rant about a good few of them, but that's just my opinion, and you're free to have your own if you like some of these games, and I won't hold you for it.
So my friends, ends my review of all the Doctor Who video games. I hope you've enjoyed this two-part series, because it's the first time for me, and I certainly enjoyed making them. So, leave a like, subscribe, and share my video around. Perhaps even leave a comment at the bottom. I'm known as Whalley, and I'll see you guys another day.